In the middle of the journey of our life, I came to myself within the dark wood where the straight way was lost. Ah, how hard a thing it is to tell what a wild and rough and stubborn wood this was, which in my thoughts renews the fear. Dante's Inferno. When we really embrace our lives, living it to the fullest, not just a surface life, we will find ourselves in the dark wood from time to time. The trick is not to deny or bargain, but rather go through it. Your yoga practice is not always about relaxation and ease. Hi everyone, it's Genene here, and welcome to the second of our three-part video series celebrating my milestone birthday. Make sure that you grab whatever props that you usually grab, click that subscribe button, and remember to comment and like this video at the end, and we can chat about your experience. Let's get started. Welcome to Act 2. This is where we start going in deeper. We start having the story complications, the ups and the downs. We're going to get deep into our external hip rotator muscles and stretching the glutes, the hamstrings, and the calves. It's going to be so much fun. So begin the way we usually do. Close your eyes. Breathing in and out through your nose. Reconnect with your intention, the direction you're taking, this practice, and this three-part series. Hold your hands together in front of your heart to state those intentions. So this next sequence can be done lying on your backs if you need to, and also it can also be done sitting in the chair. Both of those will be easier than what we're about to do. What we're about to do is much more designed for the compass pose later on, because it's more like what you're going to be doing. But that does not take away from the modifications. So get your chair out of the way if you're not using it, just so you won't hurt yourself. And then, first things first, Baddha Konasana. Not my favorite, not my get out of jail card free asana. It's not how I'm designed. I'll show you what not to do. I'm very good at it. So you bring the soles of your feet together, and then you lift your spine up, and this is what happens for me. See, I try, and I just lean backwards. So that's what blocks are for, or blankets, or bolsters. And then you bring the soles of your feet together. Maybe we'll call this all the tricks video. So you lean forward. Here's another trick. Hand to the back of your glute, pull it back, and then you do the other side. So you're basically widening your sitting bones here, and then from here, low back muscles pull up and in, belly pulls up and in, and then you engage the glutes to lengthen through the inner thighs. And then everything else follows. So if you're like me and your back is rounding, take the time to prop yourself up on as many blocks, props, steady props as you need to. And you can do this lying down. Same thing. Getting an opening in the inner thighs, working on that external rotation of the hips. Isn't this fun? Okay, honestly, the rest of this sequence, I love it. It is very fun. Just the little beginning bit isn't for me. But if you think about taking your outer shins up and then into that space, push the inner thighs open, you can try that. See if that feels good for you. From here, you can stay on your block or not, but bring your hands to the outsides of your legs. Bring your legs together. So I'm going to start off of the block and see how it goes. Figure 4. So you're crossing right ankle over left. So it looks like this sitting up. Yes, there's going to be a rounding in your spine at this point. Or you're lying down and doing this whole sequence lying down like so. And once you lift, grabbing the shin, you're working on the opposite of rounding the spine. There's a little roundness in the low back. Okay, so from here, right ankle over left thigh. Options for you. Left hand, sole of left foot. Keep lifting up through your spine. And then you're taking time. Really, you're taking time, but not just hanging out. You're not hanging out. You're working so hard. You're pushing the foot into the hand. That's why it's there. From there, you're widening this leg so that it's like you're taking your sitting bone and widening it. The right sitting bone is widening. Then take the tailbone down and lift the belly. So you notice everything we learned in Tadasana and Uttanasana and the bowing forward, all those instructions, important, really valuable once we get here. And we're just going to keep going. It's so fun. Okay, so if you're going, oh my God, this is so intense, guess what? You're there and you don't have to go any further. You're there. Okay. You don't have to lift your leg. You don't have to put it behind your head or anything else. You've already got the benefit. You're good. Next step. Both hands are going to grab the foot, one on each side. So again, you're lying down, same thing. Half of a happy baby, basically. So you're going to spin that leg out to the side, the knees coming to the outside of the shoulder, and then your arms are going to look different, I've noticed, but the low back muscles are moving up and in as you do this. Okay, you're really strong in the back, and then bring that knee behind you. Feels so amazing. And then you go, no. You can always extend this leg out, nice and long, the left leg, if you like. Now, you can go back to the figure 4 if you like that, or you can do a baby cradle. So if you remember last week, last video, last act, we did this standing up. You cradle, you take the left elbow and you hook the foot right into that left elbow, give it a little cradle. There you go. Right elbow hooks into the knee. You're lifting up on the spine. You can even rock the baby, or you can stay right here. I am really pushing my right foot into that left elbow and widening the sitting bone like crazy. Oh, yeah. And right now you're like, what is there to like about this? Everything. Gently release. Place the right foot to the inside of the left thigh. So each asana is an opportunity to change things up, because for me, I know, okay, I don't need a block. I do need just the thinnest fold of the blanket, and that works for me for Janusasana. Janusasana, foot to the inside, you turn the spine, lift the low back muscles up and in. Hands to either side of the leg, tilt the top rim of the pelvis forward as you bow. This is so similar to compass pose. Do you notice? You're in a different plane. Feels completely different. Let's see if you recognize this. So either just stay right here and go something a little bit more on the advanced side or intermediate or something or other. Huron pose, bend the knee. And then you're going to grab the foot like so on either side. And then you're just going to lift it straight in the air. No biggie. Kranchasana. So it looks like this. Lift, pull up through the spine, and straighten the leg. Lift, and go, ah. Isn't this the best? So if this is too intense, you're backing off. You're doing Janusasana was a great option for you. You could stay upright in Janusasana and just feel the turn of the waistline from right to left. You're going to what your edge is. This is your journey. You're pointing your compass, not someone else's. Where is your gaze? So if your gaze is down, right? What's that telling? What's that telling yourself? What's that telling the world? You want to be alive, enlivened, vibrant, energetic. Lift your gaze. Just as high as the horizon, not higher. Now bend that knee and place it in line with the right foot. So we're doing Baddha Konasana again. Now, we started with Baddha Konasana, remember that? How does it feel now? Does this side that we just worked, well, this side mostly we worked, and then this hamstring. Does it feel worse or better? Or I can't tell. So, options for you. We're going to work our adductors and our abductors in Baddha Konasana. We're giving ourselves a break in between the two sides. Soles of the feet together, knees wide. Take your hands to the insides of your thighs. So you probably don't want to put it right there in the inner knees. There's a lot of sensitive stuff right there. But the inner thighs, you could do that. So you're pushing down with your arms. It's an arm workout. And now push your legs up into your hands. Push, push, push. So you're trying to bring your knees together. And breathe. And release. Did you feel your adductors, the muscles that add to the body, right? Did you feel those inner thighs engage? Let's do the opposite. So now you take your hands to the outsides of the legs. Push. So push the soles of the feet together and push out into the arms. And you'll feel maybe more abductors, legs moving away. And so now you're allowing the adductors that were just working so hard to release so that the knees will open up wider. Relax. And now do that with no hands. So, I mean, you can place your hands on the floor or place your hands wherever you want to, but no arms on the legs. Maybe you grab the ankles. And see if you can engage the ABD, abductors, to take those knees wider. Relax the neck and jaw. And then bring the legs together. Let's go to the other side. Okay, so cross your left ankle over your right knee. Bend the right knee. And we're going to go on to this side, and this side's going to be completely different. So you can put your hand on the sole of the foot, push and widen. Stay here, just in case you need a demo for the floor. I'll do that too. So you're pushing into the sole of the foot as you're doing this. Can you feel your left sitting bone move to the left? It's a tiny little movement. It's not like an inch or two. It's just a little bit. And then you lengthen the tailbone into that space, getting a little spacious. And you keep going deeper every time you do the video because you're getting stronger and more flexible, but you're adding the muscular strength you need to open up. Now, take your hands either side of the foot for half of a happy baby. On the floor, the knee is going to the floor. The right leg can straighten. Same if you're sitting. Now that baby cradle, or you can go back to the figure 4 if you want, or baby cradle, cradling the leg, using this is you're sitting, which is the hardest sequence of asanas when you're sitting. So hard, gravity. But it feels like, oh, I'm just sitting. This is where you really are going to fight and work and engage. This isn't when you let go exactly. Let go is kind of a weird word to use here. More engagement. Widen the sitting bones apart. Lift the spine. Enjoy. Release. Remember Janusasana, head to knee pose. Stretch your right leg out, your left leg bends. We're just putting the foot to the inside of the right thigh for today. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist to the right. Maybe you bow forwards, maybe you don't. Maybe you need props, maybe you don't. Tricks of the trade. Lift your right thigh bone, turn it in, widen. Lift the left sitting bone, roll the inner thigh, widen. So you've widened your pelvic floor again. Use that. If you stop here, it's like, okay, whatever. Sort of like getting all of the wonderful ingredients out and then never making that feast. Take the tailbone down, lift your spine, turn, and then bow. Now, option to stay here. Just enjoy. Option to take this deeper, differently. So I start bending the knee. Hands cradle the foot, the right foot. Lift the low back muscles now. You try to do it afterwards, well, you've probably already fallen over. This is also balance. So you lift the heel, you make sure that you have your balance first, and then you make your way up slowly so you don't hurt anything. And I'm pushing into my hands with the ball of my foot. So I'm using my hands as resistance, and that's what really helps. And if you can bring your foot to your head, you do that. What's fun about this sequence is it feels, for some reason, well, in my head anyway, tell me if same for you. You're sitting, you're moving your legs around. It feels like it's not as big a deal as when you're standing and doing all these standing asanas. Meanwhile, you're sweating like crazy going, wow, didn't seem like it was that much. Can you grow another quarter of an inch taller? Gently release. Baddha Konasana. Use everything that you've learned here. Still need the block. Soles of the feet together, but start from the inside. So from the outside, from the back body, the glutes are engaged. The outer legs are engaged. From the inside, the inner legs are lengthening. From the inner thigh to the inner groin. If you have the flexibility, if you're not sitting up on props, this is where you can now bow forwards and just touch your head to the floor. I'll watch and enjoy seeing you do it. Come back to Sukhasana, cross-legged position. This is your check-in at the end of Act 2. How are you feeling? How was that? Wasn't it just the best? I can't wait to share Act 3 with you. I hope that you join me, and thank you so much for joining me today. Namaste.